go. Here we are. Okay. So today, hello. Today is all about the voice and breath, breathing. Now, I am saying that, forgetting where my earphones. I will have earphones later on. Okay, breath. Um, it's all about the breath. Obviously, the voice is about breathing and breath, and I'm using the breath often to get people into their body. Getting people into their body meaning feeling their body more intensely, because to hone those little motor skills that we want to develop as singers, it's very important to feel your body. And I had a student the other day. She she tried very hard. She has a pretty advanced voice already. She's really good. And she always tried to do the things that I want from her, right? And sometimes she would go over barriers that she had just to please the teacher, me, which I kind of saw, but when people don't say it, it's difficult also for us as teachers to to get it right. You know that something's not quite right, but you're like, what exactly is it? You try to figure out with different methods, and then I figured out uh, she's not in her body. Like when she tries to do the things that I want her to do, she's too much focused on me rather than on herself. And so for in 45 minutes, I was just breathing with her, literally just breathing. And what I did is I always took 2 breaths, 2 normal breaths, and then a deep breath. And I told her to just continue. And the normal breaths to have the focus on breathing, but not change anything, right? To have it as normal as possible. And then just this one deep breath. You really, really do something actively. And when we did that, she got more and more into her body. She started to feel her body better and better. And afterwards, she was like, "Oh, my body is like my new home now. It's like I moved into my house the very first time." So the breath and just breathing, huh? Not even singing, not even technique, just breathing can be an amazing tool to feel your body, to get into your body. And you need to feel your body in order to hone those little motor skills, right? If, for instance, I want to have my voice a little sharper, right? A little sharper with a little more ping in there, then I can do it. And just that. Now, what I can also do is I can go back to the way I usually speak when I'm, very close to people like we are right now. And then I can make my voice wider, right? And it's just a bit wider. It's not necessarily yawned because I'm just pulling the thoracocartilage wider, but it's wider. Now I can also combine the width with the sharpness. Right now my voice is wide and sharp. It's pretty loud because the combination of width and sharpness together is pretty potent, right? And then I can get the sharpness out again, and then the width out again. And so I don't do anything. And that's basically the same thing that I do when I sing, right? I little tiny muscles, and what I train is I train every little muscle group so that I can decide myself which muscle group do I want to have active and which one at one point in time. Now, hold on. Yeah, we're good. Um, Basically, that's really something that I really wanted to talk about on my channel, because I realized how, if people start with the things that I teach, and they are not as aware of their body yet, of the sensations in their body, of their different body parts, then it's extremely difficult to actually find these little muscles and these little motor skills to hone them. It's so difficult. And so, yeah, I just wanted to have a live stream to talk about that. Now, you are very, very welcome to ask questions in the comment section, or those of you who are here with me on Zoom, you can also ask questions just like that. You can, this is also going to be on YouTube. So if you like, you can just have your voice. You can also turn on your camera so that we can see you. It's my first YouTube live, so I don't know if you will be visible on the YouTube screen. Probably you will, I don't know. But just be aware of that. Yes. Any questions, anything that you want to let go or ask? YouTube. Yes, there is a question in the chat. No, nothing. Okay. Good. Then yeah, I had another question, but I think I'm gonna go a little deeper into breath and breathing and why it's so important. Now, one of the most, if not the most important exercise that I do with people is sternum high, right? The sternum, this one here, that can go high and then it can relax. You see how my neck really becomes very short from this angle that you're in. It's like I almost have no neck anymore, right? And many people in the very beginning, they do that with breath. Breathing in and then breathing out, right? And I do encourage them at first to do that because I want their back to open to the back, right? Here the sternum goes from there to like there, just above the solar plexus. This is the solar plexus, and just here the sternum finishes. It's this chest plate, and that entire plate I want to raise like this, right? Not like this. I don't want to tilt it. I want to raise it like this, and this helps tremendously with high notes, with open notes, with anything. It's incredible. Now, firstly, I encourage people to do that with breath, because it's so much easier to open the front and the back of your chest with the breath. But then later on, I want everybody to be able to just put the sternum up and release it without the breath, right? So that I can speak, but while I speak, I can put the sternum up and I can put the sternum down, and I don't have to breathe in or out, right? Because if I would breathe in, it would sound like this, and if I would breathe out whilst doing it, but I don't need to breathe in or out. I can just talk while putting my sternum up and down. And that is very, very important for singing, because sometimes you want to go from a very low note to a very high note while you sing. And then you need to have this flexibility in your sternum. So your sternum movement should not be tight to your breath. It should be independent of your breath. Now, obviously, when you breathe, always all these parts, they move a little, but the sternum should be independent of the breath as much as possible, because the breath we control with the ribs over here, right? With the upper ribs and the lower ribs, but towards the side, not towards the front, and maybe towards the back, but also all down here, right? In this area, not above that. Yes. And yeah, I think I have done the most important things that I had. If there are no questions, I would just basically finish the YouTube live right now, because it was my first live and I just wanted to try it out and see what's it like. Yeah, in the future, I think I want to do this more often now that I know how to do it. Also for my students to just, be there and ask questions. But since it was the first time, yeah, that's that's what it was like. It was just me for now. All right. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Uh, whatever that is. I think Alexa is having a problem. You have a wonderful day, everybody, and I